Alright,
Welcome back to Wood Ass Wheels.
welcome back. Today on Wood Ass Wheels, we're going to temporarily be epoxy ass wheels. Or wood ass epoxy. Whichever you prefer. So, to bring you up to speed on where we're at with our river table, a couple weeks ago we glued it up. The material sat in the garage for 2 weeks. Then we planed and jointed the material, and then that sat for a week. It stayed nice and flat. Upon routing out our design, the whole project started to cup immediately. Immediately it cupped, and then over the next couple days it only intensified. So the solution to that was doing a giant routering relief on the back, taking out about 3/8 of material from the back and then clamping it down for a few days. Brought us back to very, very flat. Good enough. So that's where we're at. Now, for anyone planning on doing a river table, especially like this, if you just want to router one in, what we did was we left the ends unrouted. So you don't have to shore them up with anything, you just cut this off when you're done. So that's a little trick for anyone that wants to do this. And
Leave that wood there.
yep, and we've also built a little dam with caulking around the edge just in case it wants to flow over a tiny bit. This dam will help prevent that. Now, if you want to do one like this, I got this material from Home Depot. It's just Doug fir 2x6s. And I've got 2 gallons of epoxy for about $80. So you can do one of these for not as much money as you think. And if you do want to make something like this, the way you calculate your volume, what you need for epoxy, is you figure your average width for the entire project. In this case, our average width is 14 inches. And then you find your length. Our length is 59 inches. And you get your depth. Our depth is 3/8 of an inch. You got those 3 numbers, you multiply them all together, and divide by the magic number of 231. So, length times width times depth divided by 231 will give you your gallons measurement. It's not going to be in cups or liters. This is to turn cubic inches. So inches cubed to gallons.
Wood Ass Wheels.
Cubic inches to gallons. Boom, wood ass wheel style. Mathematics style.
Oh yeah,
So now-
1.35 gallons.
We have our
Yeah.
So we have our measurement that we need about 1.35 gallons. I've got 2-part epoxy down here. Now, one thing that I learned from watching YouTube, you got your resin and your hardener. I don't know which is which, but one of them is viscous and easy to move around. The other one was more like syrup. And so I've had it in hot water here for a while, and now it's much smoother, easier to pour now, just by having it in some hot water. I've had this in here like 30 minutes. So when we come back, we're gonna get ready to actually start mixing it. So stay tuned. We're getting ready to mix our epoxy, and I'm very nervous because you get one shot with this. So, in having one shot with it, here's some notable things that I forgot to mention. Before you pour, make sure your work surface is level, because with the speed that the epoxy works and wanting to get all the bubbles out and everything, the last thing you want to be doing is search for wedges or something to look at to level the table. I've already leveled the table, but I still have some little wedges on standby. In case it wants to flow to one side or the other, we can just wedge it up real quick. Make sure walk yourself through the entire procedure. From the beginning of the mix, have your mixing stuff ready to go. In our case, we're going to be adding pigment color. Have your pigment ready to go. Have your torch ready to go. Make sure you have a torch or heat gun. And if you have a torch, make sure you have plenty of gas for your torch. These are all just the little things. What we're probably going to do is pour some uncolored epoxy into a separate cup. And then maybe pour that into smaller cups to mix in different pigments. We happen to have a couple different pigments here that we might implement into our decision-making process. In this case, this is black diamond pigment powder, available online. So, I think we're going to get ready to go ahead and commit to our mix because I think we have everything ready to go. And then make sure you're not in a hurry to do this, and make sure you're not in a hurry to do anything afterwards, because even after you pour it, this is still probably going to release bubbles for like an hour. And so you got to be on standby with a heat gun or torch to take care of that problem.
And a natter day.
And what?
And a natter day.
A natter day? Oh.
Yeah. If you're going to be on standby for
If you're
that
on
long,
standby, you might have a natter day or, a Coca-Cola, whatever cold beverage or hot beverage suits your needs when you're doing an epoxy pour.
or dad pipe.
Or a damp pipe. But if you're doing epoxy, don't do crack. Even if you're not doing epoxy,
No do crack.
don't do crack. I'm going to grab one, Native grab one, let's pour them in simultaneously. Nice. Oh, there's the cap in there. Alright. Mark time, 1:25. So heating that up with the water, definitely a good idea. Alright, empty?
You give that a YouTube yes, huh? Thumbs up.
Yes, Chuck Norris on that one, baby.
Like your videos. And ours.
Alright, so I gotta do this for like 67 minutes. Now, I also heard stirring it this way can cause a lot of bubbles using a mixer, and that they recommend you should do it by hand. That's why I'm doing it on a low speed. Take care of the bubbles a little bit. So
Yeah, okay.
you just fan it over lightly.